I spent 5 days following a travel photographer through the desert, stepping into a massive trade show full of photographers, and finally putting some gear that had been sitting on my desk through real-world tests. But the whole time, I was so focused on finding the story, I almost missed it.
When we turn around, get there, buddy. I bet.
There's something about a place you've never seen before. It forces you to notice things. Valley of Fire was that place for me. Even the drive out there from Vegas felt like part of the experience.
Oh, Jesus!
Now. This is Myren and and they are both talented photographers.
Yeah, but you froze the motion, it didn't even look like they were moving. That's dope.
Sometimes a trip like this is the perfect reason to experiment with gear, like these indies that I have from Maven Filters. Alright, so here we go. So the silver one is a splash guard. The blue one is a polarizer to match the sky. The red one is ND3, pink is ND6, and gold is ND10. The colors of the blue sky against the red rock, I didn't want to lose any of it. These Maven NDs are supposed to stay color neutral, so what I saw is what you see. This was my first time in the desert, but Myren and Shiam are always traveling to places like this with their cameras, so I asked them why.
How do you feel like as a travel photographer when you're out here at a place like this?
It's peaceful.
It makes me travel first of all. So when I want to compose a shot, which I like to make it as a print, it makes me travel for the shot. So I would say like makes me feel blessed.
And Shiam was right. The more I explored, the feeling that kept coming back was gratitude. It was now time to leave the silence of the desert for the noise of a photography trade show. But the goal was the same, to find the story that was hiding here. Instead of starting with interviews or product coverage, I focused on capturing what it actually felt like to be there. Starting with the keynote, surrounded by all of these creatives, everyone in the room was looking for something, inspiration, direction, or new ideas. And there's just something powerful about being in a space like that. It reminded me why I love filmmaking, because it gives you a way to hold on to moments like this, almost like a time capsule, to turn them into something you can actually come back to later. So when I got to the exhibit floor, I just started paying attention. And what I noticed pretty quickly is I was just as interested in the people as the gear. What I loved is a lot of these booths had models set up for photographers, giving them a chance to create, build their portfolios, and try new things. Fuji even had their own room with an entire section dedicated to this. At some point, I actually stopped, filming other people, and started trying to enjoy the show a little bit myself. I came across this electric massage device.
Are we on right now?
Yeah, we're on. We're live.
Okay, so what we do right now, it's a class 2 medical device. It's TENS and EMS. So TENS stand for transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. As a photographer, we're always
Filmmaker.
filmmaker.
So I have heavy.
Okay, so your stress and tension to the shoulder, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. It's like going to physical therapy and chiropractor.
Okay. You can definitely feel it.
So
It is like 1,000 kind of needles.
yeah.
Almost like acupuncture, right?
Yes, we have an acupuncture as you.
Okay.
So that's acupuncture right there. So it's a different pulses.
Okay, so this is a handheld fog machine called the Smoke Ninja Pro. It does 5 effects in one. So it does haze, very great coverage for up to 1,000 square feet. So it makes a really dense fog where you can direct it to different parts of the body. And you can also see it's completely food safe. What we use is actually vegetable glycerin. And you can have different modes like steam mode. So steam is almost like a very light kind of steam effect, and you can put it on. So it looks like you have a hot coffee mug. And then with the dry ice mode, with the dry ice, you can go like that. Now you'll notice there's this piece here. What this is actually a magnet. So I can actually put it, mount it, and then with a remote, you can control it and have it work on its own. Now, unfortunately, this remote is not connected to this machine. It's connected to something else, which is the smoke vest. So you can see right now I'm wearing one of the accessories called the smoke vest, which is a special effects harness where the same machine is actually attached to my back. And you can imagine this for portraits. I can go outdoors and the fog will always be contained next to the subject, which is really good for portrait photography in the outdoors. And now you create bubbles.
Wow.
So now you can create this really snowy effect. I can even change the size of the bubbles. I can make like even bigger bubbles. Take a really big one at the end. And there we go.
And what's your company name?
We're PMI and this is our flagship model, the Smoke Ninja Pro.
After the first day at WPPI, I realized I wanted more of that inspiration I felt out in Valley of Fire. So I decided to put together a short shoot near my Airbnb using the local landscapes and use it to test my Shure 40mm autofocus anamorphic lens along with several diffusion filters and a variable ND that Tiffen sent me. It was really fun experimenting with all these filters because they all diffuse light in different ways, and the use cases vary quite a bit depending on which one you use.
They say love don't cost a thing. There's hearts for cards, but cash is king.
I pretty much like all of them, but I ended up liking the look of the glimmer glass filter the most. While all of the filters do a great job of taking the edge off the digital sharpness you get from modern lenses, the glimmer glass has a more subtle, misty look than the other filters, which is why I think this one will work really well for my everyday use, especially if I want to go for a more natural film look. While I love the look that my 1.6 anamorphic lenses give me, sometimes I actually prefer the more subtle look of 1.33 anamorphic lens.
And hear what I'm saying now.
I also tested the Shure 40mm at WPPI, pairing it with the glimmer glass filter starting out at Sony's booth. These initial shots were all using manual focus.
Don't let yourself get lost in all that greed. Oh no.
Once I got to the expo floor, I ran some more autofocus tests. So I do love the look this lens gives me, but the focus breathing is very noticeable. You can see what I'm talking about in this shot here. I think it's a really good lens, and I especially like the T1.8 aperture. The footage from my night shoot in front of the pool came out so clean. But putting all the gear aside, the Vegas landscapes really inspire me to try new things out here. At a show like WPPI, it's easy to try to film interviews about all of the gear there. But for me, I try to only film what pulls in my attention for the problem I'm trying to currently solve, and what might help me create differently. So those things led me to first talk with THIPOC and Laowa.
DZO and THIPOC are always coming out with just new stuff, constantly. So this year, what I have with me today is the brand new Kasana line.
Good morning. We're here looking at a couple of Laowa anamorphic lenses, anamorphic zooms specifically.
I've also been trying to solve a few problems with my own setup. When I fully built out my camera rig, it got a little too heavy for my current tripod, so I really been wanting to talk to Manfrotto.
So we're here today at WPPI in Vegas. We're with Manfrotto Videndum, and we're showing off the new Manfrotto One system.
The last thing on my list, I've been wanting a mic that was more discreet for interviews at shows like this, and that led me to talk with Small Rig.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Manny from Small Rig, and I'm here at the B&H booth at WPPI 2026, and I want to showcase something really sick to you guys. First of all, this camera that's recording me is so freaking rigged out, Small Rig rigged out. It is awesome. But what you're hearing is also Small Rig. We're talking about the S70 microphones. These things are awesome. They're killer.
This is only for in-mount at the moment, so Leica. What's cool with DZO is we have adapters for everything. So this is like an M to E. So you can put it on your Sony. M to RF, got an M to L.
You have L for me?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Right there. The parent company is DZO Film, and so we were really focused on cinema glass, right? And I would say about 6-7 years ago, we acquired the THIPOC line, and THIPOC just had these little 50 mil, we call them Eureka. They're kind of fun. They're little collapsible lenses, also for Leica. So DZO said, oh hey, those are cool. We like it. We want to get your company. And so they got the company, and they started making a cinema line with the photo lenses.
So we've got the Laowa nanomorph zoom. This one's a 28 to 55. We also have a 50 to 100. It's a 1.5 squeeze anamorphic. That's going to be more if you're shooting on a camera that gives you a 16:9 crop. 1.5 squeeze is going to give you a pretty good transition into getting that nice wide cinemascope range.
Yeah. So this is the 75 millimeter. They're all T15, so they're very fast. Huge looking glass, but they're so light, but still very strong construction. All aluminum, geared obviously, very smooth. These are really popular for gimbal work or the Ronin 4D. We see these on those a lot, and yeah, they're really pretty.
If you've got something that can shoot open gate, I've got the Proteus 2X anamorphic zoom. This guy here is a 26 to 45, right? And if we think conceptually, 2X on that, our wide field of view is going to be in a 13 millimeter equivalent. So super, super wide field of view. Both these guys are super 35 coverage. You can get away with a little bit more. Again, it depends on what your final delivery is going to be. So you got to think about all these different aspects. But what you can do with these guys and the look that you can define with them, right? That's really what it's about. When we're talking about anamorphic, we're talking about defining a look. It's not just the anamorphic look. There's a bunch of different things to that. Is how does the squeeze look? How does the flare look? Does it complement your narrative, and does it complement the story that you're trying to tell? So full 300-degree focus throw, 100-degree zoom throw, matched gearing on the 1.5 and the 2X, but also matched gearing across the shorter range and the longer range.
Manfrotto One is a tripod that's been designed from the ground up, rather than an evolution of tripods that have come before it. We started with a blank piece of paper, and we're trying to find solutions to the problems that we were getting fed back to us by photographers and videographers worldwide.
You guys remember back in the day, we used to have lapel mics, and then we started calling them lavalier mics, and then everybody started making wireless mics, but everybody that was making wireless mics had their logo on your content. What we've done, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm actually currently wearing right now one of our discrete S70 microphones. That's gonna be this little guy right here. When you're used to seeing this big bulky piece on your microphone or on your content, we've hidden it and we've given you a lapel microphone that is less than 10 millimeters in thickness.
So here we've got the Laowa 200mm f2. This guy comes autofocus for E mount, autofocus for Z mount, and autofocus for an EF mount. The beauty of that EF mount is it's easily adaptable either to, of course, an RF mount or pretty easily adaptable into that L mount, right? EF to L is an easy step. On the E and the Z mount, you've got a rear filter. So it's a rear drop in. You can put in for ND, right? That F2, shooting outdoors, we want that shallow depth of field. A lot of times being able to throw in an ND is going to be huge to be able to still run a flash. I've got a dial to control a polarizer if I've got that in there, but I also have a threaded front, right? We do have a 105mm front filter thread, either for a protection filter or if you want to put a box on the front, put some filters on the front end for filtration.
The first thing about the one that you'll notice is we have what we call extend technology. These clip locks here, this hardware, you just clip each one of these leather leg locks, and that will pop straight down all the way to the floor. You lock it off, you shoot at the bottom. Undoing those, you now pull them all the way up, and you've got the full extension. Now, the naming of the one is because it's equally suitable for video and for stills use. Absolutely essential for videography is a ball and bowl system, and that's now built in. As you'd have seen as I slightly bloopered earlier, this also has a sensor column that rises up and down, and what I will show you, if you pan over to here, we have the deployed horizontal column over there. As well as all of what you've seen there, we have independent leg positioning. This will go entirely flat to the floor. When it goes flat to the floor, you've got a small lever that lives inside here, and the center column splits at this point. At that point, you can go low to the floor, no trouble at all.
If you could see, I have like a little green light on me right now, and what that little green light indicates is that I'm currently running a noise cancellation setting. So one of the awesome things about these microphones is that we worked in conjunction with Luca Bignardi, who is a Grammy award-winning audio engineer who has worked with us to make 9 EQ presets and also 3 distinct levels of noise cancellation integrated into the microphones. So as far as the noise cancellation goes, what we'll do is we'll push this little button here, and as you could probably hear now, the light has turned blue and we are now seeing noise cancellation removed. But if I want to go ahead and activate it, I press a little button, I got green lights here, green lights there, and then noise cancellation is activated.
I got I think 64 on.
Polarizer.
No, I got the Pro, man. After I filmed my last wedding, I knew I still loved filmmaking. I just didn't know what story to go looking for next. So a few weeks ago, my friend Myren invited me out to Vegas, thinking a trip like this might be exactly what we both needed. I was looking for inspiration, and he was about to launch a new YouTube channel about travel and photography. So we came up with a plan. We'd wake up at 4:30 a.m. every morning, explore a different part of the desert, shoot with models, head to WPPI by 11 a.m., and then go right back out to shoot again. Myren specifically was more interested in shooting the desert than the Vegas Strip. However, we did do one night shoot on the Vegas Strip, but only to contrast the desert.
When people come to visit this area, Las Vegas, they normally just see the Strip. And they don't see the beauty of the harsh desert environment. I shoot landscapes. I like to catch, I like to use the rule of thirds a lot, go to ratio sometimes. 3, 2, I like it. Like Valley of Fire, which is millions of years old. And it's tough to live out there. And to be around it, it makes you understand how small you are in the world.
Before we went to WPPI, I encouraged Myren to film interviews, and since this was his first time filming an event, I really wanted to understand how he handled stepping out of his comfort zone.
Hey, yeah, I'm giving it all I could give. Run up and taking my pick, then bringing it back to the crib.
Well, I think of it like this, like being in the military, I've had to be uncomfortable. So you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, I go to all these places. Now, no, look, don't get me wrong. I'm nervous sometimes. But I just do it anyway. Like yesterday, I was nervous yesterday. Yesterday, I had to do a bunch of interviews. My first time ever interviewing people. Super nervous. I had to call my wife, and she got me together. Put me in the right mind frame. And I just went and did it. Uncomfortable and everything. Just got to do it sometimes.
It's your phone. It'll connect and pair the microphone, and you're able to do mono and stereo.
This trip to Vegas gave me exactly what I needed: inspiration and a story to tell. But the biggest thing I took away from this trip is that some of the best moments aren't planned. They happen when you stop trying to capture everything. My most memorable moment for this trip happened during our last shoot in a cove along the Colorado River. At the end of the shoot, I dared Myren to get in the water with the model to get a shot.
So cold.
Yeah. Yeah, leave the...
Ariana, why did I...
No. You...
Why did I let you talk me into this?
We didn't let you talk to anything.
Why?
Got it?
Your own.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll stay right here for you. I got it. I'll stay right here for you.
I was making fun of him for complaining about how cold it was and how much the rocks hurt. That was until I got in.
You gotta be careful.
Okay, what?
Careful.
Yeah, you about to get to the danger zone coming right now.
You got it?
Wow, I'm so white.
You're pasty.
Keep going.
I'm pasty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll try to tell you.
I mean,
Wow.
a little breath. A little.
And for a moment, I stopped thinking about filming. I was just there in it. The water was freezing, the rocks were super sharp, and we were so close to Arizona, which was right across the river, that all of our phones switched to Mountain Standard Time. And now Myren was laughing at me.
If I fall, just make sure you get it on video.
I'm getting an aerial view of it right now.
Oh, take a break for the beat. Take a break for the
It hurt, right?
Yeah, it hurt.
I'm stabbing you.
At the beginning of this trip, I kept asking myself, where's the story in all of this? And I finally got my answer while filming in this tiny cove.
Where am I? In this one? Yeah, just go right there. Go right there.
My experiences,
Tell
my
me what you hear
struggles,
up here.
and all the moments in between that made me laugh. Those are the moments where the best stories hide. I hope you found something in this trip for yourself as well.
Like you said the first time.
Or you could just do voiceover.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta film it right in the action, because me trying to go back through it.
Big thanks to Myren for inviting me on this trip and doing all of the driving around Nevada. I also want to thank Shiam for all of the behind the scenes pictures he took of us, one of which I used for the thumbnail of this video. I always forget to take a thumbnail photo. Well, thanks for watching, and God bless.